Hi, I'm Danna.
And I'm Kristin.
Welcome to our podcast,
Mismatched.
We are two moms from completely different walks of life
who discovered friendship where least expected.
This is our space to share, connect, and try to survive this crazy thing we call life. Whatever you are doing,
or wherever you are headed, take Mismatched along for the ride. Hey, Danna.
Hello. I forgot what it's like to have you sitting next to me.
I haven't seen you in a whole week.
I know, it's kind of exciting. Did you miss me?
I did. I got like a SOS text from Danna.
I missed my friend.
I missed my friend.
I missed my friend.
And I missed you too, but like here's the thing, when you're so busy.
You don't notice that you missed me?
No, I did notice I missed you, but like how in the world would we have like ever podcasted last time if we didn't podcast early?
Thank goodness that we figured out how to Bluetooth, call in, you know.
Our sound, I would like to be
it was a little
better,
off, but like
we'll figure that out.
But I feel like when you listen to the radio and like they have a caller call in, it's comparable.
The hard part is like when we talk over each other here, it's better because we have better quality microphones.
Yes, if I talked over you there, yeah, I agree.
Which we talk over each other a little
Tom
more than
says
I thought
that.
we did.
Tom says we do.
Part of our charm. Well, we
If
moved home from
it.
round one of the Ohio State Fair yesterday.
How long are you home for?
Like 24 hours.
They moved home for
we
24
moved home
hours.
for 24 hours, and then we went to practice Bill had to practice with the steer, so we did that. And then we just did a bunch of stuff in the barn with the animals, which we have this new, I don't even know if I should say it, but we have a new barn kitten.
Well, you haven't really talked about what's going on at the barn.
Yeah, we have this new barn kitten because I'm afraid if we share, we have this barn kitten, everybody else is already accosting it and holding it.
Can you please explain what happened previously when you had barn kittens?
So if you are
I'm not a cat
patron of Patterson Fruit Farm, we had these, well, first of all, 2 years ago, we had the most beautiful barn cats. Oreo, black and white, and honestly, stripes. Tigs. And they were the most beautiful barn cats. But people really struggled with why in the world a farm would have a cat outside.
Mice.
But people...
Even this little city girl understands.
Yes, but people had such a hard time understanding how a cat could possibly live outside. Now listen, we take care of our animals. We spay, we neuter, we give shots. It's not like they're feral cats. But they were very concerned why we would ever have barn cats. And so they found a kitten in the barn and they'd bring it inside the market, which cats are pretty smart. So therefore they kept coming in the market. Round 2 of cats did the same thing. Mm-hmm. They kept bringing them in the market. And we sell food in the market.
It's not an appropriate place for
Health
cats.
department tends to not like when you have animals in a place where you sell food.
Not an appropriate place.
We had to relocate them to my parents. So we're trying again. And I really hope it works out because we do have some mice.
Well, it was funny. So I was there the other day, and you may have been there, but you were on the other side, I think, and there was a lady holding the new kitten.
Oh, no.
And Bill was there, and she was like, "Is it okay that I'm holding the kitten?" And he was like, "Yeah." He's like, it's funny, though, because we kind of don't want them to get, super attached to people.
He's already.
Because, that's how they tend to follow people into the market, because they want to be with people. And meanwhile, she said she had been holding the cat for over an hour, just cradling the cat. So
well, the cutest thing is the little girls. Little girls have that instinct of being a mom.
Yes.
And they rock the baby. Well, they rock the cat. They sit in our rocking chair.
That
and
was
rock the
what
baby
was
kitten.
going
Actually,
on.
your neighbor was doing it. They came over.
Oh yeah, they like to. She was telling me that they always go.
Yeah, so she was there, and she was rocking the baby kitty, which is great. The cat goes down the slide, and the cat's already made its way to the playground. So
you guys,
it's a matter of days before this cat's going to get kicked out.
So I work at the market every fall. I really, it's one of my favorite things to do, by the way.
It's really fun in the
fall. I really enjoy it. I have a job.
All the cool moms where
it is.
Their kids are at school.
I totally have a job.
And you are looking for a job, please let me know, because we're still hiring.
And actually, Tom kind of gets mad because it takes away from my real business, which is selling LuLaRoe, where I actually make money, to go and hang out with my friends at the market. But it really is fun, and it gets me talking to people again, which I don't always get the option when I'm only live on Facebook and stuff.
And your bosses are really cool people.
My bosses are okay. But so I am not a cat person. And so
I'm not
last
either. Let's
year,
be clear, I would never have a house cat.
Last year, these darn little kittens would keep coming in. And everyone was like,
very cute.
"Are you going to get them out of here?" And I'm like, "I need someone else to go pick those cats up. It is not my jam. If it was a puppy, I would be like, "Oh, I'll just cuddle this puppy all day long." cats are not my thing. So I'm like, please get the cats out of here. Like, I might be worse than the health department.
There's something charming about a friendly kitten.
It's not charming to me. Nope.
The kids like it. Again, I don't want one in the house. But
the fact that they keep mice away are truly the only benefit to having cats to me. But I realized that, like...
Until your cat eats your house bird. Like,
that did happen.
That happened. Oh, there is, in our town, there's some families missing their parakeets.
Because I saw a sign for a yellow... it goes by, I think, Chirp or something.
Chirp or Chirpy.
So if anybody sees that, like...
Chirpy, yes.
Definitely.
But Campbell's like, hey, Mom, we should give him a call and give him our parakeet. I'm like,
maybe not.
Good idea.
That's a great idea.
Maybe I'd get rid of the parakeet since nobody seems to.
I'm not a bird person either. I think my only type of pet that I prefer is dogs. I do have a lizard, but I don't really like that either.
Your lizard scares me.
He's fine. He doesn't bother.
I will say. He was cuter when he was little.
He's very large now, and I will say though that
Danna has a large lizard.
I have a large lizard. Don't tell anyone. Don't tell my husband.
He scares me a bit.
He is.
He bit once.
Well, I had a little too much to drink and was playing with him, and I don't think he liked the way I was holding him. So he's a bearded dragon, and I will say
large animals.
They're
the
easiest pet. Like, he really is an easy pet. But regardless,
we were once having a shortage of crickets, and we were collecting crickets outside.
No, but I didn't give them any because they say that those are not good to give them. They could be disease ridden.
Your crickets are too big.
Your crickets are bad crickets. My crickets were good. But now we feed him mealworms, which I need to run to the store and get mealworms today. Anyways, whatever. Such is life. So that's my pet thing. What else is going on? So
your house has been full of guests.
My house,
had your hotel, basically.
I am basically the Jurassic B&B. Yeah.
Have a room that they're renting out now upstairs.
We're not making any money off of it, though. But I will say, so my friend came with her family from Virginia, and it is kind of fun to have people stay with you that are not familiar with your area, because I really got to show them fun places. Yeah, like things that we don't do. So I took them over to the market. They got a tour of the market, and I took them down to Chagrin Falls, and we went to Yours Truly, which we take somewhere like Yours Truly for granted.
It is very charming.
It's one of my favorite places to go, and we they fell in love with Chagrin Falls, and so
Who wouldn't?
Right, totally quaint, and so we did that. We went to the Rock Hall, which
I've never been. So.
I've not been since I was much younger,
but I've never toured.
Which, to be honest, I'm a huge music fan. It's still not 100% my jam, but
if Dolly Parton gets inducted, I'm going.
So it was funny because Liv wanted to get you. They had some Dolly paraphernalia. They wanted to get you. Oh, and I'll tell you that in a minute, but. Remind me to tell you that. So we did the Rock Hall, and we walked around the North Coast Harbor, which, holy cow.
Did you go to that Mexican joint?
We didn't, because they don't like Mexicans.
Okay.
So we did not
really,
go
really
there.
good.
But I wanted to go there because I had heard really good things. But if you go, past the Mexican place, which Nuevo is the name of the Mexican place, if you go right past there, on the North Coast Harbor, we walked around. They had a DJ with music playing, and
nice.
all kinds of. The
right
Cleveland sign is there. Yeah, right through there. It was a great little place to walk around, and I really got the opportunity to show them. We drove over to the Flats. We had lunch at Lindy's Lake House.
Never
really good.
Nope,
very good. Walked around the Flats.
I feel like you haven't toured me around, and I still live here, and I've still never been.
You're too busy for me. You're too busy. So it was a great little staycation, and but before they came, we had met them in Pittsburgh, and we took our kids to go see. If you're not familiar with Dude Perfect, they are YouTubers that I can honestly say are completely family friendly, appropriate. These are the YouTubers that you're completely fine with your kids watching. They basically are 5 guys that are best friends, and they've been around for apparently 20 years.
But they could get a gig like that.
I feel like we could.
We should try this.
They've been around for 20 years, and they just now are in the last few years really building up momentum. And they're 5 guys. They're dads that have kids, but they are the coolest guys. They do all kinds of trick shot, basketball, golf. It's all about sports, but they do fun trick shot stuff. So my kids fell in love with them. Well, it turns out my mom's best friend's son happens to be either their agent or their manager. I'm not sure. He totally hooked us up. We got a meet and greet. He got us new tickets, so we didn't use the tickets we got. We got super close tickets. Yes.
How fun.
So it was such a great experience.
And then you get it for your friend too?
Yes, all of us.
Oh, nice.
It was fantastic. And then we got to tour Pittsburgh for a day and came home. And
nice.
It's a great little city. Mm-hmm. So we had a great little 2 weeks here of doing a little touristy kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. And now Tom's aunt is staying with us, and she's at the Rock Hall today. I've had enough of the rock hall. Like, I'm good.
And we had to podcast.
We had stuff to do. We had to podcast. So, it's been a super fun couple of weeks at my house, and I'm at the same time looking forward to not having visitors and having a couple weeks of downtime before school starts. We've got a few weeks coming up here where there really is nothing on the calendar. Sports are starting back to school sports.
We have a few weeks of the calendar still being full.
I know.
Ohio State Fair is still going on. If you have the opportunity, it runs through Sunday, so be sure to visit. Are you going to make it down?
I don't know that I am. Because, the problem is now. So
the problem is
that's what Bill says. So Liv is trying out today for the 8th grade volleyball team. Tryouts
today? Is the tryout?
Today and tomorrow. That's why I have to podcast and get out of here in a half hour because I've got to go pick her up. So tryouts are today and tomorrow, and then she, if fingers crossed she makes the team, she starts practice Wednesday morning. 8 to 10 every day for the rest of summer until school starts, and then Sam is doing a golf camp this week.
Okay. You finally got him in a camp. Way to go.
I really tried. Which he doesn't like it. He went today and he didn't enjoy it. So he's like, I don't want to go back tomorrow. I'm like, too bad, buddy. I already paid.
Tough luck.
So, it's a busy week. So, busy, but at the same time, way more chill than we have been. So, but sports are starting. Sam starts sports, right?
Sam, oh gosh.
And Jack,
So Jack has cross country and Sam has band camp all week long, and we had a nice little overnight. The drumline does this. I think it's a weird
I find
tradition.
This to be weird.
I thought they had dinner together, but somehow they all ended up spending the night at our house last night, which there was no sleeping involved.
I'm sure these kids were probably up all night long.
And we found weird things. Like I found wet clothes in the dryer that I put in the dryer that weren't dry, folded, and then there were weird things in my dryer. So obviously the hose was out. There were some towels. And this had Writer Frankman written all over it because I'm like, what friend of
That's one of Sam's friends.
would have folded, like my jean jacket was hung up.
At least you took care of stuff.
All the laundry was folded. It was all still wet.
Oh dear.
So I'm like, what is going on? So I got to clarify this all with Ryder. But then he starts soccer, and so it's like in full swing.
Yeah,
everything. We're still in state
August
fair.
1, back to school,
so,
back to
we've
crazy.
Got, all the things going on, and we're still in state fair. The kids had a great week at state fair.
I just realized that today is Monday that we're podcasting you guys, even though we won't drop it until Wednesday because Kristin's got to go back to the fair. But I realized by the time this drops, Liv will have already known if she made the team.
Right.
So
Yeah, we'll have to do a little update.
Or I'll just tell you next week.
Yeah.
I hope she does.
But state fair went great. The kids had a super wonderful state fair. Olivia was able
Olivia
to
got to go down, yes. And she is so funny, you guys. She loves being down there, and she's texting me the whole time, Campbell did this. I can't, you know what I'm talking about. I don't know anything. I'm like, is that good? And Olivia's like, Mom, it's fantastic. And I'm like, oh, so brag on your kids for a minute.
So we had our regional Dorset show at the Ohio State Fair. So Parker ended up we took 7 head of sheep. We all know what that is. They're 28 legs. And
wait. You called them by their legs?
No, you said that last week.
Oh, I said that.
But actually, there's a funny one in the rabbit world when you're showing, if a rabbit has 2
I did
legs,
say that last week.
that means they've won 2 championships, or 3 legs if they've won 3 championships.
It doesn't mean that it's a 3-legged rabbit.
So I've got a rabbit for sale and it has 3 legs. That's
but it really has 4 legs.
It really has 4. It's got 3 championships. Anyway, so Parker ended up with Grand Champion U, and we raise sheep. That's very our family's been doing this since I was 4 with this breed, and so he had Grand Champion with one of his yearling ewes. And then the next go around, Campbell ended up with Grand Champion U with another one of our sheep under 2 different judges. And so she got to go to the Supreme Drive, which they call the Grand Drive, and it's kind of like fireworks and
it's like the finals.
And the finals. Big deal, and she ended up with 5th overall Supreme U. So that was just great.
That was what Liv texted me. She's like, Campbell got 5th overall, and I was like, is that good?
Well,
I didn't know. And she's like, no, it's amazing.
It is. So they're picking the best of all the breeds. Which animal is the best overall? If you could pick one, what would it be? I don't even know how they do it. We knew we had a really nice ewe, but there's a lot of really good sheep out there.
So I have to laugh. So Campbell was over last night. The girls swam, they did a late night swim.
Oh, yeah, I told Campbell, I'm like, I think you're going to need a ride home. I was so tired.
Oh, I didn't. I drove her home. It was no big deal. We live we live so close to each other.
Bill's like, have her walk through the woods.
I know, but it was dark. I wasn't going to make her do it in the dark. I drove her home. But so anyways, we were talking and I was like, she was telling me all about everything. And I said, your mom posted a not so flattering picture of you.
She was so mad at me that you said this.
So,
you don't always smile in sheep show.
Well, so here's what's interesting. I was blown away. And so you made a comment. But you made a comment. Yeah. You commented that to someone. I was blown away at the pictures that you had been posting, at some of the things that people commented, and that was one of them, was like, oh, well, Campbell looks like not happy, or Campbell looks tired. I don't remember exactly what it was. And Kristin was like, the picture isn't about Campbell. The picture's about the sheep. And the sheep looked really good. I was like, oh, my daughter would kill me. But yeah, so I just thought it was funny.
It was good. So Lindy's Photography is a lady who owns this huge photography company, and I say huge, like she owns it herself, but like during the state fair they have to be at all the barns, so they have to hire all these photographers in all the different barns, and they're awesome. And so they've captured some really good fun pictures. We were looking through them today, and so that's kind of nice just to have those memories, because I didn't take that many pictures.
Your mom posted something about how I thought it was really nice, like it was about kind of like Kristin's family's history, like about how old she was when she started, and that really what a cool thing that it's come full circle.
Right.
That now your kids,
since I was
so it's an entire generational thing that now your kids are getting to do what you did. So it's a really kind of neat thing.
All my siblings. We had a few years where the kids obviously weren't showing, but we had kids who showed for us. Yeah. They were on there, and now Campbell's on there. So it meant a lot. And the award that was the Lester Memorial Award were the people that we got our first home Dorsets from. So it was just kind of a neat thing. So, and then she finished off yesterday with Ladies Lead, which was where she models her wool outfit. She and Charlotte won that too. So we had a spectacular state fair. So
I think that's fantastic.
Yeah, enough about that. So one other thing. So we've had a conversation the last couple episodes using a word that means one thing to me.
I feel like this should be like a new segment. We've turned it into a segment now.
But we're fitting sheep, which means making them pretty. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I've got a great one for this. So
okay, I've not heard it yet.
When I say the word card or cards, what do you think of?
Playing cards or like a credit card? A
card. That's what I thought.
Like a physical card.
So we are fitting the sheep, and we're carding with a card, and I'll post a picture of this. It's like a square paddle that has little like rough, like sharp little needles on the end, and we card the sheep, and it pulls out all the debris out of the wool, and it's called a card. So we card the sheep. We did a lot of carding, let me tell you. So you think of playing cards.
So if someone used the word carding as a verb in my world, exactly. I'd be like, heck yeah, I got carded.
I'd be like, I'm over here carding. I'm not carding, I'm carding the wool.
So I haven't been carded in a long time. I would really like to be carded.
Yes, I've spent a lot of days. I have some good arm muscles. Like, where's the gun show? Like, from the carding.
Really?
I feel like it was a good
All right, so that's a good one. We'll have to think of another.
So you have to think of a word like.
But I don't know that these words mean something else, because it's like you've got to be able to come up with them, because I'm blown away. Like I never know that these are things that whatever. So that's that. That's what's going on.
That's about all that's going on. The other thing, like we talked political last time with registering to vote. Don't forget you have to vote. We have an issue. You can vote early today or vote tomorrow, and we have a little special election going on. So if you have special elections tomorrow, first Tuesday in August is the day to vote. So there's some voting that needs to happen. Don't worry, it's nothing major. It's an uncontested race in our area.
It's here?
Yes. And so we had an interesting thing. We have like 30 seconds, I think, that we could talk about this. But we met the governor.
This was what I really wanted to talk about before, because I'm just appalled at some people.
We've known DeWine, not like super personally, but I've met him with Bill's role and just growing up at the fair. So it is very much traditional at the Ohio State Fair that the governor of the state always attends the fair. They traditionally spend the night at the fair. They usually bring their grandkids or kids, and they just make a real thing of it. And so DeWine was in the sheep barn, and we're not like, oh, the governor, like, if it was the president, we wouldn't be like, oh, the president.
Regardless of your political views.
Yeah, and he asked me to come over.
It has nothing to do with political views.
He's like, could we come over, could my grandchildren pet your sheep? And we're like, absolutely. So the kids got the sheep, and I posted a picture. And if you don't already know, we are conservative Republicans. And so,
it's weird. Did anyone not know that?
So, we, regardless of
we does not mean me.
There are always things that you're not very happy about with the candidate, or you might love the candidate. But it was just so nice and refreshing to see that we still have people who are very important that really enjoy the fair and come and spend time and tour. And I posted a picture, and I got some pretty negative comments.
I could not believe. So obviously, Kristin and I have like differing views on a lot of political things. We do see eye to eye on some things. I like to think of myself as probably the most middle ground, and I think I've even changed over the last couple of years being that way. But I'm very like in the middle with a lot of subjects, and so I really genuinely like feel that regardless of your political views, if someone posts a picture of themselves with a political figure, or their children especially with a political figure, it's just a picture of them with a political figure. It's not saying.
And I didn't say anything specific.
You said nothing. You said they met the governor.
Said, you know, how cool that you got to do
that. Your kids
but
got
I
to do
didn't
the
like
governor.
it because I'm not real happy with him right now.
Well, but regardless,
that's your choice. Like,
but regardless,
they're like the people that wrote the nasties. I'm like, yeah.
People wrote some really not nice things, like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that your children had to endure that man. I feel sorry for your children. And I thought, what a terrible place, what an inappropriate place to post something like that, regardless of your political. Right, that's what I'm saying, regardless of your political affiliation.
I don't like all this negativity. So
no, it's awful.
To use our words wisely and
like
just be nicer.
You may not like the man, but he is still your governor. You may not like the president, but he's still your president. Like he is, it's respect the office. It's not the, you know, so it just drives me insane. Ugh. I thought that was awful. That and the people saying about Campbell's
her
facial expression.
But I don't think anything really mattered.
No, there wasn't like an offensive thing with that, though.
Funny.
But I tend to laugh at people's comments across the board.
At that
this
moment,
week.
it wasn't about Campbell.
Oh, it was about sheep.
But we have some beautiful pictures of Campbell and Parker. Okay, I don't even think we have time for Fast Five today.
Thank
Do it
goodness,
real
because
fast.
I don't have one for you. Name
This
5
will be the first
things.
episode 16. We can't not have it.
Name 5 things that. All right, you're from Columbus. Name 5 must-sees in Columbus.
Well, 1 is the Ohio State Fair. 2 is this little restaurant called the Old Mohawk in German Village because they have the best French onion soup. I love
French onion soup.
I love German Village. And then they also have the Loft bookstore. That's a really fun bookstore to go to. And so we have like a really, well, my home fairgrounds is a really, really neat place. And we have this thing called Mount Pleasant. That's something you should go see. It's in Lancaster.
You took my kid there.
I took your kid there, yes. And it's a really neat thing to see. And then, of course, I would love for you to say that you have to go to the Short North Market because it's a really fun place.
You know, I love it. Yeah, I thought it was the coolest place I've ever been.
So I think we're out of time today.
We are.
So it's been fun.
All right.
See you.
You too.
Till next time.
Bye, guys.
We're
mismatched.
I can't tell if that was good or not.